It's not a real block, you liar, liar, pants on fire. I was about to make that, about to sabotage me.
It's like an AI thing.
It's like a mod. Like from far away, I was like, oh, that's a really nice building. I zoom in, that is a modded block. They were actually about to sabotage me. I would have been mad if I started building that. I do want to build though, however. I want to build this. Ooh, that looks so cool. What is that block? Why is it yellow? Oh, it's sandstone? Okay, we need to go to a desert to collect some sand because I'm trying to build that.
I thought you've got a bunch of sand. What happened to that?
Yeah, but you know how difficult sandstone is to make, and I'm looking at a massive building right now. Or at least I think it's massive. Let me see. Yeah,
why don't you finish that weird ass thing?
Because I'm tired of that now, and I want to get rid of it because I'm so tired of brick. I hate brick with my entire life now. Brick is a good accent color, okay? It's not a good main color, so I'm gonna take that down right now.
I'm gonna smell all my stuff first. Okay, this thing is a mess.
We upright. Everything good. We alright. Moving faster. Hold tight.
Let me smell my stuff.
From daylight to midnight. We up and we're playing Fortnite. I'm the main character when we're playing Fortnite. Sorry, it's a new song. It's a new song that's stuck in my head today.
Let me just grab my stuff and then I will teleport to you. And then we can make our way to the desert. Okay, we can go now.
Okay. Did you bring a bed?
This way.
I don't really care if you mind. I knew I should never really died in Minecraft. Should've seen the way she looked at all my oars. She said, baby, I am not afraid of creepers. Push me off a mountain. All the zombies are dead. Push me off a mountain. All the zombies are dead. Push me off the mountain. All the zombies are dead, yeah. All the zombies are dead, yeah.
The day that you sing something actually proper is the day that I die.
She said, I am Hero Brian, I might blow some TNT, yeah. Healing potion, stop the pain, yeah. Please, potion, make it go away. I am mining and not grieving, huh?
Did you make that song? Have you raided this before?
That way.
No, have you raided the...
Yeah, we have.
Villager? Okay.
No, I did not make the song. It's actually a song. Here we go.
Should we put a post up? Like, I know no one will see it, but like, because we don't have any subscribers. Okay, we do.
We have 7, actually. Actually, we have 5 real ones, because we are 2 of them.
Yeah. Yeah. But should we put like a post that's like, yo, we won't be posting for a little bit because...
Yeah.
My computer broken.
I'm afraid to announce that I threw an egg and it turned into a chicken.
Oh.
What's you know the mayor in Paw Patrol? What's her chicken's name? Chickadee? Chickaloo?
I have no idea.
Cause she has like a pet chicken. Cause she's a little she's special, to say the least. I've always thought that about the mayor of Paw Patrol. She's always getting herself into the weirdest situations, and she doesn't even know how to get herself out. And she's got a bloody chicken, for Pete's sake. Like,
did you have a pet chicken?
That's different though, okay? Because I didn't carry it around, and I wasn't the mayor, and that's only because I couldn't get a dog. And they were chicks, and chicks are cuter than chickens, because when they're chickens, we have to let her go. But the mayor of Paw Patrol, like, she's just a little bit stupid, I think. Like, I don't think she's okay in the head. I don't think she's fully there, is what I'm trying to say. Been around the world, don't speak your language. Talk dirty to me. Dun, 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 dun.
You know, I hate that song, but it references both countries I am at the same time, in the same lyric, which is amazing. It's like London to Taiwan, and I'm English and Taiwanese, so
yeah. Give to me, I'm worth it. What the? Dodging. weaving. Na na. I know you wanna cry all night. Okay, later. Later, nerds.
I hate to break it to you, but Adam also says that, so
No!
stop.
No, he doesn't.
He does. He says it all the damn time.
I
He
remember.
says, "Watch it, nerds," and later, nerds.
Did he say, watch it, fella? You're on thin ice here.
Well, I don't remember him saying that. No, when he says "watch it, nerds," he's like quoting Bakugo.
He's holding Barack Obama.
He's quoting Bakugo.
Oh, okay.
Wow, you are so much like him. You would be best of friends.
That's not funny.
Oh,
Can I read to
yes,
you
ma'am.
my take on Raskolnikov's motive?
I already know your take, but okay.
Well, you'll know it again. And more death, because I wrote it down this time. Crime and punishment rant. The extraordinary man theory is not Raskolnikov's true motive, but a coping mechanism, and a philosophical veneer that covers the raw and deeply human need to assert control over a life he feels slipping away. His real crime is not that he believed in his own superiority, but that he was terrified he didn't matter at all. And can't we all relate to that, folks? The murder was never about moral philosophy. It was a cry against insignificance.
Don't post this on Reddit, you're gonna get a lot of backlash.
Yeah, because Redditors can't think and they're like, no, that's not why he did it. The most popular explanation for this theory of his theory of the extraordinary man. What am I talking about? Oh. The most popular explanation for his theory, the extraordinary man, it allows Raskolnikov to frame his act in terms of morality and logic, lending an air of nobility to an otherwise sordid crime. Even though Raskolnikov offers his theory himself, it's merely a smokescreen and feels hollow. That nobody picks up on that for some reason, but anyways. We find out in the story that Raskolnikov has written an article about people being divided as either ordinary or extraordinary. According to this article, Raskolnikov believed that extraordinary people possess the ability to transgress the laws for the greater good without guilt or second guessing. Thus, it is often believed that Raskolnikov killed in order to test whether or not he was one of these extraordinary people. Indeed, Raskolnikov himself indicates that this is his motive, which is why so many readers accept this explanation. And yet, rightly so, many people are not satisfied. It didn't sit right with you, and I believe that's because it shouldn't. It doesn't make sense with the rest of the novel because it's not true, and I'm going to prove it. Raskolnikov commits the murder as a desperate attempt to shield himself from the relentless, crushing poverty and unforgiving world around him, while he convinces himself that by killing the pawnbroker, he can transcend the constraints of society and its moral codes. Raskolnikov's true motive seems far more human than that. More than anything, he wants his life to matter. The pawnbroker acts as a vehicle to force meaning into his existence. The act is meant to prove to himself more than anyone that his life can have purpose and control over his own fate, not be a passive victim of life's cruelty, that he is not just another forgotten, starving student crushed by circumstance. The murder is supposed to be his declaration that he is not bound by rules that govern the lives of ordinary people, who are doomed to live lives of mediocrity, submission, and perhaps blissful oblivion. He believes that he can bend the world to his will. His crisis stems from a fear of fading into the mass of humanity, leading a life where none of his actions matter, being subdued to the life of many. Raskolnikov murders because he suffers from an existential crisis. He desperately needs his actions to mean something. In other words, I wanted to dare and I killed. I only wanted to dare, Sonia, and that's the whole reason. That's a quote from him, by the way. However, what he failed to anticipate are the psychological and moral consequences of his crime. Rather than liberating him, the murder plunges him deeper into guilt, paranoia, and isolation. He was ashamed precisely because he perished blindly, hopelessly, vainly, and stupidly. That's another quote from the book. Notice, blindly, hopelessly, and vainly, not heroically, not philosophically, not as an extraordinary man. His shame is not about breaking the law. It's about how meaningless and pathetic his act turned out to be. He didn't transcend morality. He simply failed, and worse, he failed for nothing. And then this is another quote from him. And had to reconcile himself and submit to the meaninglessness of such a decree if he wanted to find at least some peace for himself. The key phrase here is submit to meaninglessness. He can only start healing if he abandons the fantasy of being above everyone. He has to accept that he is small, human, and fragile. Towards the end of the novel, Sonia tells him to go to the crossroads and bow down to people. Kiss the earth because you have sinned before it as well. To this, he threw himself into the possibility of feeling something wholesome and real. It's not, that's another quote, that he threw himself into the possibility of feeling something wholesome and real. It's not that he was finally persuaded by philosophy or reason. It's that he was so crushed, so desperate to escape the unbearable hollowness and suffering that even the idea of feeling something true and alive was enough to spark an emotional fire inside him. Emotion, not logic, drives him here. This is another quote. He now bowed, kissed the filthy earth with delight and happiness. The filthy earth, the grimy, disgusting earth, he kisses it with delight. He is starved for feeling and meaning. Again, it is not the philosophy that makes him kneel. It's the hunger for real connection, which is supported by the quote, I wanted to cling at least to something, to linger, to look at a human being. This is followed by, such hopes for myself, such dreams, abject as I am, worthless, a scoundrel. Finally, his self-image is fully exposed. He doesn't see himself as an extraordinary man anymore, but as a worthless and pathetic. The extraordinary man theory was always a mask because deep inside he felt he was nothing, and the murder proved nothing, only deepened his despair. One more page. Returning to Raskolnikov's article, he took it and glanced at it. He described it as a strange and mordantly sweet sensation. This line is extremely revealing. That moment of pride is not about the article's ideas, it's just the very human thrill of seeing himself in print. The sweetness is shallow and it vanishes instantly. He only cares about whether it makes him feel like he matters. This is supported by the following. As he flung the article down in disgust and vexation, he feels the whole of his soul struggle come back. When he looks at the article, he feels the anguish, not strength or righteousness, because the article represents the lie he told himself. He sees through it now. It reminds him of the months he spent wrestling with insecurity, despair, and desperation. It reminds him of how deep he had sunk. At the very end, when it is just him and Sonia, something breaks open in him. He weeps, not calculated, but pure human emotion. This is the real climax of the novel, not the murder. The crime was an act of despair, but the tears are the first act of rebirth. Mic drop. Anyways, because people are always talking about some like, oh, he killed because he wanted to be better than everyone. Yeah, but you're only looking at the first half of the story. The story is about how, yes, he did that, but he also like failed and for nothing, and now he has to submit to just human life, but then he finds beauty in the normal human life. But he wanted to be something more, you know what I'm saying? He wanted to be like, what he's suffering from is that he's still, like, after he killed the pawnbroker, he's still there. He's not liberated like he was supposed to be, because the extraordinary man, he doesn't, like, he thinks, oh, if I kill this pawnbroker because she's not a very good person, I can thereby prove that I'm an extraordinary man, and because I did it for the betterment of society. But then he kills her, and it's like, oh, he doesn't feel any, like, he doesn't feel any liberation or any, like, any pride or anything. In fact, it just plunges him deeper, because at the end of the day, he's still where he was. He doesn't transcend any moral restraints. He doesn't become a helper of society. He's still where he was. So that kind of sends him for a spiral. It kind of sends him for a loop, and he's like, oh my gosh, like I am really just useless and now I've just killed a person and blah 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 blah, you know? Anyways, what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, there's this character in the book I'm reading. Again, the Brothers Karamazov. Don't ask me why I haven't finished it. And but now I have time to finish it. And then there's this kid in here that I think is such an interesting character. Like there's this sick kid, right, called Ilyusha, I think. And basically, he's tormented because this other guy, Dimitri grabbed his father by the beard. Oh, I'm sorry. Dimitri grabbed his father by the beard and dragged him out the bar, and then everybody is calling Ilyusha's dad Whisk Broom because his beard looks like a whisk broom. Aw. So then now this kid is really sad. Because he was like, oh, the injustice, you know, because the kid was like, please don't do this to my dad, blah, 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 blah. But then, so this kid's really ill now, and he got bullied and stuff like that. So then this other kid, Krasotkin, whatever his name is, he took kind of Ilyusha under his arm, and he was like, you know what, because these kids be bullying you and calling your father a whisk broom, hey, I'll take you under my arm, and blah, 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 and show him the way. So he stood up to all the bullies, and he was like, blah, 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 blah. Then Ilyusha, the sick kid, who's now sick, he went to, I remember he bit Alyosha's finger, but that was long, like that was like all mixed up, but that doesn't matter. Basically, he learned from this other guy that his name's not important, half because I kind of forget it. Oh no, it's like Smedyrkov or something. Anyways, he learned to like put a pin in a piece of meat, and he threw it to like the dogs, you know, and then the dog bit it, and he was like really in pain because obviously there's a pin in the steak. So the dog bit it, and he was like whining and stuff, and he ran off. And then Ilyusha felt really, really bad. He also felt so bad that he confessed to Kraskotkin, like, bro, I threw a piece of meat to dogs, like, I feel terrible. And then Kraskotkin, to discipline him, he was like, you know what, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. But then the truth is, Kraskotkin was just going to leave Ilyusha, like that, for like a week, and then in the end be like, hey, you know what, I forgive you for that. But then Ilyusha like grew really, really ill and stuff, but Kraskotkin would not visit him. So then Ilyusha grew even more ill. Actually, before that, Ilyusha got so mad at him, actually, that he was not taking him under the wing anymore, that he stabbed him with a penknife in the thigh. Ilyusha's father bought him a mastiff dog because he was feeling really bad about, you know, like killing that other dog. But then Kraskotkin still wouldn't come, even though Alyosha was like, bro, you need to come. But he didn't say that, but he was like, no, I ain't coming, because he wanted to come on his own account. And then, so then Kraskotkin finally came, and Kraskotkin's got a dog now, and he keeps saying, no, this dog's Perezvan or something, whatever his name is. But it looks really like the dog that Ilyusha threw the meat to, you know, because it would make him feel better to know that the dog was alive. But then Kraskotkin got this dog, and he's like, no, this dog's not Zuchka, or whatever her name was, the dog that ate the meat. It's actually a new dog that I found. But then he finally comes to Ilyusha's house. He's like, wait, I have something to show you. And Kraskotkin calls the dog in, and then Ilyusha's like, oh my gosh, that's Zuchka, or whatever her name was, that I threw the meat to. And he's like, yeah, who else would it be, you know?